Okay, I think if he can't, maybe his network is not conducive, but we can start. Hare Krishna,
Okay.
everybody. Thank you all for joining in. Let us start today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 3, Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is the Lord's pastime out of Vrindavan. And the text for today is 3.3.5. So, Prabhuji, would you like to do the Mangalacharan?
Okay, sure.
Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagjaratam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Savitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pad Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanushute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, Hare Krishna everyone. So we will start right away. We are on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 3, Text 5. Priyam Prabhur Gramya Iva Priyaya Vidi Tusur Archa Dritarum Yata Tarte Rushandaha Krida Mrgo Nunam Ayam Vadunam. Translation. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah.
Just to please his dear wife, the Lord brought back the Parijata tree from heaven, just as an ordinary husband would do. But Indra, the king of heaven, induced by his wives, handpicked as he was, ran after the Lord with full force to fight him. Purport. The Lord once went to the heavenly planet to present an earring to Aditi, the mother of the demigods, and his wife Satyabhama also went with him. There is a special flowering tree called the Parijata, which grows only in the heavenly planets, and Satyabhama wanted this tree. Just to please his wife, like an ordinary husband, the Lord brought back the tree, and this enraged Vajri, or the controller of the thunderbolt. Indra's wives inspired him to run after the Lord to fight, and Indra, because he was a handpicked husband and also a fool, listened to them and dared to fight with Krishna. He was a fool on this occasion because he forgot that everything belongs to the Lord. There was no fault on the part of the Lord, even though he took away the tree from the heavenly kingdom. But because Indra was handpicked, dominated by his beautiful wives like Sachi, he became a fool, just as all persons who are dominated by their wives are generally foolish. Indra thought that Krishna was a handpicked husband who only by the will of his wife Satyabhama took away the property of heaven, and therefore he thought that Krishna could be punished. He forgot that the Lord is the proprietor of everything and cannot be handpicked. The Lord is fully independent, and by his will only, he can have hundreds and thousands of wives like Satyabhama. He was not, therefore, attached to Satyabhama because she was a beautiful wife, but he was pleased with her devotional service and thus wanted to reciprocate the unalloyed devotion of his devotee. So, this is a very interesting pastime. Once again, for some reason, um, Lord Indra pops up again. And similarly, I'm done speaking about this pastime. So maybe it is a sign that I also need to check on my own pride because Lord Indra usually most of the time is representing pride and being what's the word? Not erratic, but being irrational and just acting out of impulse. That's the correct word. Acting out of impulse. And we understand that actions of anger should be avoided at all costs, like we already covered in our previous session, that anger leads to actions which lead to offenses. Now, here we see Lord Indra again. Now, to give some background, there was a demon called Bhamasura and Narakasura, and they had terrorized the demigods and they had taken the property of the mother of the demigods, who is a deity. So these earrings were taken away by these demons, and by some good fortune, Lord Indra went and approached Krishna. He told Krishna of their suffering and what had happened, and immediately Krishna and Satyabhama, and they went to the abode of these demons, where they fought fearlessly and very, very intensely. It is described that um, actually even Satyabhama was helping Krishna in this fight. She had a bow and arrow and she was shooting, and also Krishna killed so many demons. It was described that many demons were missing limbs, some were missing their heads after that fight. But, anyways, of course, wherever Krishna is, victory follows. So, Krishna annihilated the demon Narakasura and his father, and he retrieved the earrings of Aditi. So, similarly, this is also where Krishna came in contact with the 16,000 princesses, and this is the first contact that they had. It is said that when they saw him, they all immediately in their heart, they all purpose that they all said in their heart that, okay, this person must be my husband. So, anyways, Lord Krishna and Satyabhama, after retrieving the earrings of the mother of the demigods Aditi, the mother to Lord Indra himself, they went to Indraloka. They went to his abode. So, having coming in contact with Indra, his mother, they all exchanged pleasantries and spoke to each other. And Aditi was very pleased with Satyabhama. And actually, she even gave Satyabhama a boon that for as long as Lord Krishna would remain on the planet, she would remain youthful forever. So you can see here that Aditi was really pleased with the act of kindness of Krishna and Satyabhama bringing back the earrings. And Lord Indra offered his obeisances and offered his gratitude with sweet words. And it just so happens that Lord Krishna had promised Satyabhama something. He had promised her the Parijata tree. And this also, back, if we rewind back a little bit, This came as about because Satyabhama was feeling a little bit jealous. She was feeling jealous of Krishna's other wife, who is Rukmini. So at a time, Lord Narad Muni came and gave Rukmini a parijata flower, of which she accepted gratefully. Seeing this, Satyabhama was filled with jealousy, and of course, immediately she began to tell Krishna that she also wanted a parijata flower. Now, Krishna smiled, understanding the competitiveness of wives. You can understand he had so many wives. So he just smiled and he said in a very joking manner, "Why are you only asking for a flower? I can give you a whole tree." And there at that point, he made his promise. So now they're in heaven, and Satyabhama has seen the Parijata tree. So what is left to do? She said she wants the tree now. So Krishna took the tree and put it on the back of Garuda. Now, this is where Lord Indra comes in. Lord Indra, being handpicked, as Srila Prabhupada said here, I was laughing so much when I was reading this during the day because Srila Prabhupada is introducing us to so many words. So when I did my little research, handpicked means a man who is always being criticized by his wife and always being given instructions. So you can imagine the king of heaven is also handpicked. What to speak of men in Kali Yuga? And Srila Prabhupada explains that such men are always deluded because they are illusioned by the beauty of their wives. So that's also a small lesson for all of us who are willing to go into the householder life or are already there, is that those men who have not controlled their senses, who have not risen their consciousness to a higher level by studying these Vedas, by studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, will always be handpicked men. So please, we've already come to ISKCON. Don't be a handpicked man. So now, Lord Indra is being instigated by his wives. How can Krishna come and take away the tree? This tree belongs to heaven. It does not belong to the earthly planets. They consider the earth a lower planet, of which it is compared to theirs. So Lord Indra, being handpicked, completely lost all his intelligence. He forgot that everything belongs to Krishna. On top of that, he had no appreciation. His mother's earrings had just been brought back to him. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the Krishna book that this is the nature of materialistic men. Once the ends have been met, once whatever they've gotten, once they get whatever they want from you, then now you're useless and they can treat you however they want. So this is the state of people who are blessed or cursed with material opulence, is that they become selfish. So this is what happened with Lord Indra. When he was given his mother's earrings, he was very happy and he was offering obeisances and speaking sweet words. Now that he already got what he wanted and the demons were dead, now he wants to fight Krishna simply because of a tree. You can see the the pitiable state of a henpecked person or a person in illusion. So he ran after Krishna, wanting to fight him, and they fought. And of course, he cannot match Krishna's strength, of which he had to surrender. And finally, Krishna came back to Dwarka with the Parijata tree, and it was planted adjacent to Satyabhama's palace. So, what I wanted us to focus on today in this verse is that Lord Krishna, Srila Prabhupada explains here that it seems that Krishna externally was also handpicked, but this is not the case. Krishna was reciprocating to the pure devotional service of Satyabhama. Therefore, Krishna is controlled by pure devotional service. So that is what I would want us to focus more on discussing today, because I believe that's a very important topic. So I'd like to share my screen now. Okay, thank you. Now it's available. Entire screen. All right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji,
All right.
we are able to see your screen.
Okay, great. All right. So the topic of discussion based off of the verse we've just read, which is inspired by the last line of the purport of Srila Prabhupada. He says, Krishna, he was not therefore attached to Satyabhama because she was a beautiful wife, but he was pleased with her devotional service and thus wanted to reciprocate the unalloyed devotion of his devotee. So today we'll be discussing the reciprocation of Krishna. You can imagine how much grateful or how much pleased Krishna is with Satyabhama in order for him to go to the heavenly planet and bring back a tree and even fight with the king of heaven. It seems very irrational, and that's why externally it may seem like he's handpicked, but that is not the case because Krishna is reciprocating with his devotee. He is not acting out of the attraction of the body. Anyways, Krishna is full in all opulences. He is renounced and fully satisfied in himself. So there is no question of him being bewildered by beauty. So Krishna reciprocates. So what does it take? This is a question I'd like to ask all of us before we continue into the rest of the presentation. Any of us, what ideas do we have? What do you think? What does it take for Krishna to reciprocate with us?
Devotion, unalloyed devotion,
Devotion, unalloyed devotion. Thank you. I think you saw my.
uninterrupted,
Uh-huh.
uninterrupted, aituki.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else wanna try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Um,
Like,
pure devotional service and pure love to him,
mm,
like to love him
yes, yes,
like.
yes. Thank you. Thank. Yeah, you're all correct. Very much correct. So here I chose a few pictures which also show the reciprocation of Krishna. Now I want us to do some spiritual mathematics. My Guru Maharaj likes to call it that. Spiritual mathematics means engaging your mind in thinking about spiritual aspects. So here we have Sudama, Krishna's dear friend on the left, and we see Krishna reciprocating with him by offering service of washing his feet. Krishna was so moved by Sudama's pure devotion that when he came, Krishna received him like a king. He made him sit on his throne and he was washing his legs. And we all know the famous pastime of how he snatched the chipped rice from Sudama, which Sudama was so embarrassed he didn't even want to offer to Krishna. But Krishna was relishing that rice like anything due to the purity, due to the love. And on the right, we have little Dhruva Maharaj, who at a tender age went to the forest due to being insulted by his stepmother and under the advice of his mother that he can find help from Lord Vishnu. And therefore he went to the forest. He went to the forest in Vrindavan. And at the bottom, we have the lady who was selling fruits, and Krishna came and asked for some fruits. And without thinking twice, she was so captivated by Krishna that she gave the fruits. And when she looked at her basket, The basket was full of very precious jewels. Now, here comes the question: which of these pastimes is the odd one out? Yes, there is reciprocation here, but which of these pastimes has something which is different from all the other perspectives?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think it is the fruit seller because she did not ask anything. She did not even come to ask him anything. But Dhruv Maharaj and even Sudama did not ask, but he was sent by his wife to ask for wealth. And
Okay.
also Dhruv Maharaj
Yeah.
also wanted to ask something to do with the wealth. But the fruit seller lady was completely like, she just came to sell the fruits, but seeing Krishna, she was so happy. So I think that's what I.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice answer. Another answer? Anyone with a different opinion?
So
Okay. Going
Prabhuji,
once,
it
going
is on
twice.
the chat. Bhakta Mugo has written he's giving the other devotees, but taking from the fruit seller.
Okay. But he's also given her jewels.
Maybe Bhakta Mugo meant
But thank
the
you.
picture in the picture.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. One last person wants to try? Okay. So, Mataji, the first person who answered, I really liked that answer. And I did not think about it like that at first. But the reason why I put Dhruva Maharaj's picture here, and I consider him to be the odd one out, is because correctly, as Mataji pointed out, yes, Sudama was sent by his wife, but he himself did not have the desire. Similarly, this lady who was giving the fruits, she gave the fruits freely. She did not have the desire for anything in return. But Dhruva Maharaj, he went with a very specific goal and he had a desire that he wanted a very big kingdom. But what was the result? Due to the focus and following the instructions of his spiritual master, that desire was completely vanquished. When Krishna came as Vishnu and told him that, yes, I'm here now, you've performed these austerities in order to see me, and I'm here, I must grant you a boon. Dhruva Maharaj explains that I was wanting to have a very great kingdom, but my dear Lord, these are just like broken pieces of glass. I only want you now. But Lord Vishnu said, no, I'm here, I must give you a boon. But the main point is that yes, in the beginning, we have mixed devotional service. That is bound to happen. But by following the instructions of our spiritual master, like Dhruva Maharaj did, all of those propensities, all of that mixed bhakti is going to be cleared away. But we must follow the instructions of the Guru. The Vaidhi Bhakti, bhakti which is done with the rules and regulations, cannot be skipped. By practicing that properly, we will be able to reach the stage of Sudama, where the Lord is reciprocating with us on a friendship level or on another level, as a mother, as a lover. So here, Lord Krishna is always reciprocating with his devotees. And I've quoted Bhagavad Gita here. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Bhagavad Gita 4:11. So I already have it here ready. I hope you can see the verse. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see the verse.
Okay. So I'll just go straight into the translation and part of the purport. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Partha. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestation. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahmajyoti effulgence and all pervading supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world, also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as the Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with different types of worshippers. So basically, here we can understand that Krishna does reciprocate at every moment. Sometimes we may feel that maybe Krishna is a bit silent, or maybe we're wondering, is Krishna actually receiving my offering? Is is he seeing what I'm doing? And the answer is here. Krishna reciprocates intensity, according to the intensity of love we have for him. So the question should now change from, is Krishna receiving my offerings? Now the question should be, how intense is my love for Krishna? Then we can know how much more Krishna will reciprocate. So the idea is that Krishna reciprocates on all levels. If we are asking Krishna for for him to change some material situation which we are in, then he's going to reciprocate on that level. But if we're begging Krishna for the devotional service, the pure devotional service, and if we're begging Krishna for the association of the pure devotees so that we can also get that mood of unmotivated, uninterrupted service, then Krishna reciprocates according to that. So, as practicing devotees, this is the destination that we want to go. So, what's it gonna take? What is it going to take for us to reach that, or even not even reach, but to desire to have that mood or that level of reciprocation that is beyond material facilities? So, it's going to take an alloyed service. It means give Krishna what he wants. And actually, if you look at it practically, this is what service means. Many times when we're serving, we forget that and we serve Krishna according to what we like. So it's like maybe, well, a small example. Maybe I like parathas. So I'm cooking Krishna parathas every day. But I'm not thinking, what does Krishna actually like? What is going to please Krishna? Or I'm not thinking, what does my Guru Maharaj like? Would my Maharaj like it if I spoke in this way? Would he like it if I did my service in this way? Because, Guru is the connection to Krishna. We can't yet go directly to him. So that is why I'll always keep mentioning the Guru throughout anything we're discussing which is regarding Krishna. So let's go to Bhagavad Gita 9:26. Sorry. All right. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. For the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness, engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, in order to achieve a permanent blissful abode for eternal happiness. The process of achieving such marvelous results is very easy, and can be attempted by the poorest of the poor without any kind of qualification. The only qualification required in this connection is to be a pure devotee of the Lord. It does not matter what one is or where one is situated. The process is so easy that even a leaf or a little water or fruit can be offered to the Supreme Lord in genuine love, and the Lord will be pleased to accept it. No one, therefore, can be barred from Krishna consciousness because it is so easy and universal. Who is such a fool that he does not want to be Krishna conscious by this simple method and thus attain the highest perfection of life of eternity, bliss, and knowledge? Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Krishna accepts even a little flower from his pure devotee. When he does not want any kind of offering from a non devotee, he is not in need of anything from anyone because he is self sufficient, and yet he accepts the offering of his devotee in an exchange of love and affection. To develop Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life. Bhakti is mentioned twice in this verse in order to declare more emphatically that bhakti or devotional service is the only means to approach Krishna. No other condition, such as becoming a brahmana, a learned scholar, a very rich man, or a great philosopher, can induce Krishna to accept some offering. Without the basic principle of bhakti, nothing can induce the Lord to agree to accept anything from anyone. Bhakti is never casual, the process is eternal. It is direct action in the service to the Absolute Whole. Here, Lord Krishna, having established that he is the only enjoyer, the primeval Lord, and the real object of all sacrificial offerings, reveals what types of sacrifices he desires to be offered. If one wishes to engage in devotional service to the Supreme in order to be purified and to reach the goal of life, the transcendental loving service of God, then one should find out what the Lord desires of him. One who loves Krishna will give him whatever he wants, and he avoids offering anything which is undesirable or unasked. Thus, meat, fish, eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such things as offerings, he would have said so. Instead, he clearly requests that a leaf, fruit, flowers, and water be given to him. And he says, "Of this offering I will accept it." Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and eggs. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, and water are the proper foods for human beings and are prescribed by the Lord Krishna himself. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered to him, since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot be acting on the level of loving devotion if we offer such foods. So this is also a very powerful purport. I wish I could read the whole of it. And Srila Prabhupada also explains that, you know, as I was speaking about before, that serving Krishna means asking Krishna, what would you like of me? How can I use my life? How can I use my words? How can I use my mind to serve you? It's no longer about Krishna, give me this, or Krishna, remove this from my life. It's about now, Krishna, you tell me what to do. How can I please you in each and every situation that I am in? What do you want? This is this is now the mood of bhakti. And similarly, in the part what Srila Prabhupada is explaining, Krishna has clearly stated the things which can be offered to him. And we know as devotees, we should not accept anything which is not prasad. We cannot accept anything which Krishna does not accept, and we only accept the mercy of Krishna. Therefore, we cannot, a simple example, we cannot offer a bread which has been made in the factory and then call it prasad. This is illusion. Because in that purport, if you continue reading, Srila Prabhupada explains that the preparation of prasad starts from the cooking. The person who is cooking, their consciousness should be fixed on Krishna. While offering, that person's consciousness should be fixed on Krishna. And then we accept and we honor the prasad. This is what is called prasad, and this is purifying. Anything less than that is not going to have the same effect. So the whole idea is that with everything we're doing, we should ask Krishna what he wants out of the situation, what he wants out of us, and if it is pleasing to him. Unalloyed bhakti means serving Krishna to give him pleasure. So the more we're thinking about the pleasure of Krishna and not our own senses or our own ego, then we're beginning to go into the mellows of unalloyed bhakti. So a good example is the queens of Dwarka. And I focused on them because Satyabhama was one of the queens. And this is a description, an excerpt from Krishna book, where it is explained how they would serve Krishna. So each one of them used to receive Krishna personally when he entered the palace. They engaged in seating him on a nice couch, worshipping him with all kinds of paraphernalia, washing his lotus feet with the Ganges water, offering him betel nuts, and massaging his legs. In this way, they gave him relief from the fatigue he felt after being away from home. They fanned him nicely, offered him fragrant essential floral oil, decorated him with flower garlands, dressed his hair, asked him to lie down to take rest, bathed him personally, and fed him palatable dishes. Each queen did all these things herself and did not wait for the maid servants. So here we can see the menial service that the the wives of Krishna were giving him. And they were so eager to serve him that they did not even leave this up to the maid servants. Let's not forget that they were royalty. Royalty means they had plenty of maid servants who could have done that on their behalf. So today, because usually husband and wife are both working in the world, therefore we have maid servant who is doing everything. She's cooking for the husband and she's also taking care of all the other household activities. So in this way, these days the husband is no longer being served by the wife, and that creates a distance in the relationship because relationship means service. The man must serve the wife, and the wife must serve the husband. Then there can be reciprocation. So from here we can understand that the queens were offering Krishna a service in such a way that he was experiencing pleasure, and therefore Krishna was reciprocating with them. Unalloyed love means without any tinge of philosophical speculation or fruitive activities, but unalloyed love means without any tinge of material color. That is called unalloyed. So, from the very word alloyed, we understand alloy means to mix metals together in order to form a different kind of metal. So, unalloyed means unmixed, it means pure. And Srila Prabhupada is clearly explaining here those things which usually make our devotional service alloyed, which is philosophical speculation. And we spoke about this before. That is acting whimsically without following the rules and regulations or following them for the sake of following them. And we also discussed that these scriptures are revealed and they must be studied under a bona fide spiritual master. Then there's no space for speculation. That is the need for a spiritual master. A spiritual master dispels ignorance and they discipline us. Therefore, that can never be stressed enough. Fruitive activities. This is very common. And as devotees, we understand that there's so much benefit, so much fruitive benefit we can get. One of the benefits of chanting inattentively is opulence. One gets opulence. But we understand that this is the shadow of the holy name. We don't want the byproducts of the holy name. We want the real treasure, and the real treasure is Krishna Prem. The real treasure is pure devotional service, because we all want to be able to experience or even take part in serving those maid servants who are experiencing reciprocation of Krishna on a very high level. Krishna as their child, Krishna as their lover, Krishna as their father, you name it. That is the real treasure of the holy name, that love of Krishna and pure devotional service. So this unalloyed love is not mixed with any material color. That means nothing material. There should be no want for fame, as Lord Chaitanya says, no fame, no beautiful women. All of those things which we desire in the material world should not be mixed at all. So now we can look at the exalted qualities of the queens of Dwarka. Okay, I'm seeing we have a few more minutes, so I'll just speed it up a little bit. So, as I was doing my research, I was wondering, how is it that they were able to get Krishna as their husband? And the underlined qualities are here. This is similar to all the queens who had Krishna as their husband. They renounced all material association. Renouncing material association, this enables us to have a clear mind that can have space for Krishna. So when we have material association, it can be, of course, association of a person or association on a subtle level where we are interacting with a lot of social media or interacting generally with the object of the senses. The volume of sense gratification is too high. We're not going to be able to hear Krishna as Paramatma. We're not going to be able to remember him because it's either or. You cannot have both of them existing together in the same place. So wherever the material association is high, therefore remembrance of Krishna is low. And these queens practiced renouncing all material association. This is necessary for the advancement of any devotee. One must be willing to give up unfavorable things in devotional service. And then we move to practicing austere penances. Yeah, all of them practically really did some very austere penances, and therefore in this life they were able to achieve Krishna as their husband. So, austerities in Krishna consciousness cannot be avoided. Austerity is one of the pillars of religion, and we can understand even from the story of Dhruva Maharaj, even from the story of Yashoda, that they all performed austerities. And these austerities enable us to, there's so many, we can have a whole seminar on austerities alone, but first of all, austerities should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. If they're not done in the mood that I'm doing this austerities so I can get closer to you, Krishna, please help me, then those austerities are just the same as a demon, because we also have very great austere demons who are doing it for their own selfish purposes. But a devotee performs austerity. It is also an expression of love. A mother goes through so much austerity for her baby, and the austerity is almost lifelong. But the mother feels no baggage because any austerity done for a loved one is done happily. Therefore, this is the mood of a devotee. A devotee is willing to go through very harsh conditions because they know this is going to please Krishna. Those people who go through difficulties to be able to preach, to help others, to be able to bring Krishna's children back into his fold are very dear to him. So, this is the importance of austerities. Austerities help us to also transcend duality. because austerity literally translated means enduring an uncomfortable situation for the purpose of elevation. And the keyword is voluntarily. So you're voluntarily accepting an uncomfortable situation. This equips you to be able to transcend duality and to act in the position of the soul. If one has the practice of practicing austerities from a young age, then even as they grow old, they can maintain it and eventually rise above the modes and the body. Then we go to constant meditation on Krishna. Through all the stories I came across this, they were always meditating on the feet of Krishna. And this is practical. You cannot achieve something that you're not always thinking about. You cannot serve someone that you're not always thinking about. The more you're thinking about meditating about someone, the more you get more and better ideas on how you can serve them, the more you become attached to them. We've all heard from Bhagavad Gita that the more we meditate on something, someone, the more we develop attachment. Therefore, the attachment was immense. And this picture we see here is a funny pastime of Krishna and Rukmini, where Krishna decided to joke around with Rukmini, and he was speaking in sort of a sarcastic manner where he was condemning her choice in marrying him. He was saying that he has no opulence and his followers are all poor people and she may have made the wrong choice. And hearing all of this, Rukmini in transcendental ecstasy became so anxious that she thought, Krishna was rejecting her. And as you can see, she fainted. When she fainted to the ground, she was crying. It's explained that her eyeliner started dripping and she was scratching the ground with her nails because she could not bear the thought of losing Krishna. And eventually she passed out. She fainted due to the intense spiritual ecstasy at the thought of losing Krishna. So Krishna immediately not expanded, but manifested his four hands so that he could pick her up and he was caressing her cheek also with his other hand. So you can see this is also another aspect of Krishna's personality. He was only joking with her because he wanted to experience her anger. Sometimes men do this, that they enjoy joking around with their wives. It's explained here in this pastime that the highest enjoyment for householders is joking with each other. So he was only joking with her, but she took it seriously and it made her go almost crazy. So Krishna was actually very pleased that he thought she would get angry at him because he also enjoys it when his devotees get angry at him. Krishna is enjoying the variety of emotions with his devotees. But seeing her immense attachment to him, he was even more pleased. He was more satisfied than if she got angry. And then finally, winning Krishna by their love. They all won Krishna because of their love. All of these things which they are doing, all of these other qualities which I've mentioned above, are simply useless if they're not attached to this final quality. That because of their love, they're able to control Krishna. Because of Satyabhama's love, Krishna went to the heavenly planet and fought the king of heaven. So the point is, Krishna is only moved by love. Reciprocation means love. You cannot reciprocate if there is no love. So, sorry. Okay. So here we have another nice story to exemplify what it means that Krishna is only moved by love. So we have a story here, a very interesting story, which involves Narad Muni. So once Narad Muni came to Satyabhama And he was telling Satyabhama, I've heard from everyone that people are saying that Rukmini loves Krishna more than you. Can you believe that? So he's saying, he told her that you have to prove everyone wrong. So I'll give you an idea. To do this, go and tell Krishna to sit on a beam balance or a weighing machine. Tell him to sit on one side. And on the other side, you're going to go and put all of your wealth, all of your jewelry, all of your opulence. And Narad Muni is very expert. He was doing this also to teach her because it is explained that Satyabhama was a little bit proud of her beauty and her royalty and her opulence. Therefore, Narad Muni was very expert and he tricked her in this way. So he said, on the other side, you can put all of your opulence, and surely if Krishna goes up, then you can keep Krishna. But if the weight of your opulence does not lift Krishna, then you have to hand over Krishna to me. And Satyabhama, obviously being proud of her wealth, very quickly agreed. So, as you can see in the picture here, it so happened that Krishna sat on the other side and she removed all her jewelry, all of her ornaments, her bangles, her rings, her necklaces, her anklets. She put them there. Nothing. Didn't even move even an inch. Okay. She got her treasure box there. She started putting everything there. Still, Krishna is not moving. And this is a time when opulence was at an all high. So all of those jewels she was putting there, all of those metals are very precious and heavy. But still, Krishna cannot be moved by opulence. And being worried that she's going to lose her most dear Krishna, she had to swallow her pride and go to the person that she was envious of. She went to the person that she was envious of and
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I think we've lost Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is it just me or everybody else cannot hear Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, we also cannot. We lost. Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. Maybe it must be raining or something and we've exhausted our time. So maybe we can end the session. Gayatri Mataji, is it possible for you to end the session?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Sure,
Krishna.
Mataji. We can. Yeah. Usually this always happens and he usually comes back. But
Okay, okay.
today, yeah, I don't know. We can still see his, but probably the internet is not great, I guess, there.
Maybe,
Okay,
maybe.
Mataji. Yeah. Okay, Mataji. We can end the session maybe. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Please, everybody, please unmute and let us chant one Mahamantra for Samadarshi Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय.
Samadarshi Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody for joining in.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji. Hare Krishna. It was a wonderful class. Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Yes, it was. We will convey that to Prabhuji. He does
Yes.
he comes down to the basic levels. However, I wanted to ask him regarding austerities, but next time we can ask him.
Yes, Mataji. Oh, there he is. Hopefully, I don't know if he can. Oh, there he is. He's
Hare
back.
Krishna.
Hare Lord. Hare Krishna,
Sorry,
Prabhu.
I was speaking to myself. I didn't know that it had disconnected.
Yes, Prabhuji, you were disconnected. But we have ended the session because we thought that maybe because of the time, you probably got disconnected. But
Yes, actually, it showed that it had timed out.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Maybe we can continue tomorrow, or Bhakta Mugo can give us the session for tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, that's all
Oh,
right.
okay, thank you so much. I had questions on austerity, but maybe we can take it up tomorrow. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
no problem. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Good
Krishna.
night.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Gayatri Mata, are you able to see me? I don't know whether my video is
Um,
working.
it's very blurry, Mataji. We can see you half, and I cannot see you properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need
Until
to
now it
join.
was okay. Now it got like that, like blurry. I don't know why.
Okay. How about now?
It's completely black, Mataji. Nothing. I cannot see you at all.
Now?
Oh, now it's better. Yes, now we can see you, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just needed to adjust something. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare
Thank you for
Krishna.
getting